What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to do a Raw recap. Started off with a recap of last week with Drew McIntyre and Andrade. McIntyre then comes out. He talks about last week, talks about Seth Rollins, and says that Money in the Bank he will be facing Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. He's then interrupted by Zelina Vega, Austin Theory, and Angel Garza. Drew calls Vega a thorn in his ass. Vega says she's sick of Drew McIntyre's speech. Andrade comes running in, attacks from behind, but McIntyre stops his attack, nailing him with the Claymore kick. Vega tries to get Garza and Theory to run in. They're reluctant. McIntyre nails Andrade with another Claymore kick, sending him out of the ring. We then go into our first match, Austin Theory versus Alistair Black in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Partway through the match, Zelina Vega walks down the ramp to distract Black, which is partly a little bit of a conflict of interest because she's married to him. However, this lets Theory take over. There were a lot of impressive spots through this match. Theory dodges a Black Mass, but is quickly followed up by another Black Mass kick, nailing Theory. Alistair Black hits the pin and advances to the Money in the Bank ladder match. We then have Shayna Baszler versus a jobber. This was basically the same thing as the Sarah Logan match. Shayna Baszler stomps on her arm. She can't continue. Shayna Baszler wins. She leaves the ring area. She comes back with a ladder, grabs a jobber, slams him up against the barricade, throws him into the ladder, sets her arm into the ladder, and stomps the ladder. So I guess this is going to be her thing now. We then have Team Cedric Ricochet versus Thorne and Vink of NXT. This is a good match. There was a lot of cool spots from Cedric and Ricochet. They get the recoil lumbar check combo, get the pin. Good bounce back from the loss from last week. We then have a backstage interview with the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka says Kairi Sane is ready for a rematch, which is our next match, Kairi Sane versus Nia Jax. Again. Bruh. Second verse, same as the first. Nia Jax wins it. Alright, I don't know why they were going with this one. Earlier today, we got the Viking Raiders in the in-car sing-along. What the fuck did I just watch? We then have MVP versus Apollo Cruz in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Before Apollo Cruz comes out, MVP wastes a ton of time on the microphone. Didn't he have his retirement match with Rey Mysterio a couple of months ago? That being said, this was a decent match. It was a good bit of back and forth. MVP and Cruz putting out a ton of action. Cruz got the powerbomb onto MVP and advances to the Money in the Bank match. Surprise! Apollo Cruz won a match. We then have Ruby Riott versus Liv Morgan. This is an okay match. Ruby Riott was doing a shit ton of trash talk. Liv Morgan hit the flatliner and got the pin. So I'm kind of guessing this is going to be the end of that little, I was carrying the rest of the Riot Squad on my shoulders story. Okay, now that Sarah Logan's gone and Liv Morgan beat Ruby Riott, I guess we can go our separate ways. We then have Rey Mysterio versus Murphy in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. This is a good match. There's a whole bunch of flippy shit from Mysterio, and Murphy chucking Mysterio all over the place. Mysterio got the 619, followed by the dime to advance to the Money in the Bank ladder match. We then have Charlotte Flair versus Kayden Carter from NXT. This is a decent match. Kayden Carter actually had a good bit of offense to this match, but unfortunately, she's not going to win it. Charlotte Flair got the spear, followed by the figure 8, and she wins. We then have Andrade versus Akira Tozawa. This is a decent match. Tozawa had most of the offense to this. It looked like he was really about to take it. But unfortunately, Andrade got the best of him, hit the hammerlock DDT from the top rope, and got the pin. The Street Profits then come out and they introduce Bianca Belair, which is our next match. Bianca Belair versus a jobber. The Street Profits are at commentary, and I'm sorry, probably about 10 seconds after this match started, I had to mute it. Belair had a good showing in this match, making short work of Santana. It'll be interesting to see how WWE uses her in the main card. We then go to our main event, Drew McIntyre versus Angel Garza, with Zelina Vega, Andrade, and Austin Theory at ringside. This is a good match. I liked it. There was a lot of back and forth between the two. Theory and Andrade did try to interfere, but it really didn't faze McIntyre. Both Garza and McIntyre put in a ton of offense, including an impressive dive by McIntyre. This was followed up by a Claymore kick. McIntyre gets the pin. After the match, McIntyre lays out Garza again with another Claymore kick, and doesn't forget to share the love with Austin Theory, who gets a Claymore kick as we end tonight's Raw. Tonight's Raw was actually pretty good. I liked it. The matches were decent. I really could have done without everybody facing, either jobbers or NXT folk, but it was good. I liked it. There was a story that broke earlier about WWE now going into tapings. This was because Vince McMahon thought that he had to do so many live shows that he was only allotted a few tapings, but the television company said, due to the circumstances, we can understand that you're doing tapings because of all the quarantine stuff, and guess what? Now we're doing tapings. I guess Vince McMahon is fucking stupid.
This is such good shit.
But it's good. We really, honestly, we should be putting this whole thing on hold. I've been saying this for a while, But if they're going to do anything, just belt out a shit ton of tapings and send everybody home. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back later this week with the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.